So in the sample pack, I've got bass, I've got some clap samples in there, congas and toms, cymbals, FX, hi-hats, kicks, percussions, shakers, and some other synth presets, and some other synth sounds just outside the folder. Like that little sweep I just played. If I can sample a few of them, you can actually hear. This is actually a loop. I have a few loops in there as well. If you run across them, they're also good. So I just have those slices of synth sounds just to set the tone. And another bonus in this pack is the synth presets that I have in here. I've got some plucks, some mellow keys, and some pads. So I'm going to show you how you can start a track with these presets and how you can work with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a simple beat, and then we'll just explore the folders as they are. Let's start with a kick. I have very different kicks in here that all have different characteristics. Some of them are more subby, more low tone kicks. Some of them are more mid-rangey. Some of them have more highs and more attacks to them. See, this one kind of has a little percussion into it. This one is more boomy with a little bit more mid-range. So it all depends with the sound you're trying to achieve. I have different sounds in here you can use, so it's up to you. I'll just pick this one first. Just fill in each 4 steps. By the way, I also have my videos on how to make SA Deep House. You can check those out. I'm going to link them in the description, and you can check them also on top of your screen. Remember to check those out so you can also get an in-depth tutorial on how to make SA Deep House. Right now, I'm just going to make a simple track just to show you how powerful these sounds are and how much you can use them. Okay, let me lower my tempo to 120. Add a clap. Now I can add some hats. That sounds nice. I can just fill in 4 steps. Then with a shortcut, Control Shift and either the right arrow key or the left arrow key, you can move these around actually instead of just drawing them around. So I can move all these to the side, make sure that's a trick I usually use just to put my hats in the middle of the first kick and the second kick, just right here in the middle. Instead of having to draw all these in one by one, you can just use Control Shift and side arrows just to move them around and place them where you want them to be. Now let me add another one. That's sounding nice already. Let me add some shakers. That's a very nice beat, very nice groove. What else do I have here? Check the congas and toms. Some tambourines in there. Some congas. Okay, I like that. Sounds great. Now let's look at the synth presets, and maybe I can add a pad. I'll just look at this pad too. It's in Citrus. I'll just open the piano roll. I'll just quickly add a minor ninth. Just take it an octave lower. Just spread it out maybe to the second bar. Sounds like totally SA deep house already just by using the sounds in the sample pack. You can quickly get you a nice sound and then you can move on. You don't have to waste time going through a million samples just to get to a sound that you're looking for. You can use the sample pack. It's very easy, as I'm showing you right now, and you can quickly get your ideas out of your head and into a track. Copy that to the second bar. Let's add an Afro pluck, also in Citrus. Add a second pluck. This one is, it's much more brighter, and it's coming from Harmer. Okay, now let's see what I can do with this one. It's a bit of some delay. Let me lower that. Go back to my piano roll. Sounds beautiful. Now let's look at some of the bass sounds I have in here. I have a few bass presets I have over here. I'll just use the first one and we hear how that sounds. Okay, this is the famous log drum. As soon as you hear this log drum, you can already recognize that it's used in a lot of deep house songs. I like low bass, so I like to make my bass like compose my bass on a more higher octave so that I can hear it clearly. I can hear the tone clearly, so I don't go off key. Because sometimes when you're working on a really low octave, sometimes depending on your sound setup, you won't really hear the key that your bass is in, because the low end won't be playing back like clearly. So you will hear a wrong tone out of the bass. So it's always good to make it on a higher key, on a higher transpose, so that you can hear on a higher tone what your key is. Then all you just can do is just lower the octave, and then just lower it so you can hear how it sounds. So you see, I'm here on C4. I'm going to lower it to C3. It's more bassy over there. So control down. Much better. Now it's sounding like a bass. Let's check out another bass sample. I'll just pick this number 4. Just copy the same pattern over. Mute the first one. Okay, this one is much more low. I'll transpose it up. Rather, let me try something different. Let me try do a sustain with it. This is more of a sustained bass instead of an attack bass. Now that first bass is nicer just to make it like an attack that just plays and stops, but this one is more nicer as a sustained bass. And I'm gonna show you a trick you can use with this sustained bass to make it punch out through and come out nice. And you can add a little bit of saturation on the sound using distortion. Now what you can use in distortion is, I'm not going to use a third-party plugin. I'm going to see what I can use in FL Studio that you can also use. I can either use Blood Overdrive, Fast Disc. I like Fast Disc. It's very simple to use and easy to explain. So I have my threshold over here. I'll just put that all the way down so there's nothing happening to it. Then I'll raise it a little bit. Now that sounds much better. Let me bring it back down again. Okay, I'll solo it. Okay, let me solo it properly. Can hear how it's sounding like now. It's got a little bit of distortion into it. There we go. See if I lower it. There we go. Switch it off. Can hear the difference. It gives more character to those low subs. Okay, let's play it back with the whole mix. Sounds pretty nice. So you can have two choices. You can either use a sustained bass line. You can use a sustained bass or a kind of a attacky bass. Or you can use throw in another preset. Okay, let's remove that destruction for a minute. Oh, this sounds really good. I like that. It's a nice sound. Let me check the other one. Copy that over. Now, if you like layering sounds, you can also layer some of the other sounds. Let's see what I have here. I can make another copy of this pad over here. This one is kind of sweepy. So it's different sounds in here. You also have an organ that, you know, is good for like a lead. Okay, that's terrible. Yeah, but anyway, you get the idea. So that's the sounds that I have in this pack. You can go a long way just by using the sample pack. You can have a lot of sounds you can be using here. You've got your sweeps. They sound really good. You can use them just to have that build-up effect. When you're trying to transition, you have your cymbals. There's like crashes and rides in there as well. So you can use them for anything. Add another hat over here too. Just send it out like that. Then move with offset. So anyway, there you have it. XDizzle Music SA House Sample Pack. You can get it right now. Remember to subscribe to this channel and please leave a like. Check in the description below. You'll find a link that'll lead you to the sample pack. Please share with other people so we can all have the sample pack. I'm going to be releasing more sample packs in the future. So stay subscribed and please turn on that bell icon so you can get notifications whenever I upload a video. You might just get a freebie in there, and you know, just share with people about this channel. I'm always sharing good stuff that you can use and good tips for your production and ways you can make your production much better. I'm XD and I'm out.